All right, my name's Dane. I'm showing some films and clips of the history of the computer when it first came out. First one is a computer generation. The history of the computer development is often referred to in reference to the different generation of computing devices. Generations refer to the state of improvement in the product development process. As you can see, the generation is also used in different of the new computer technology. With each new generation, the circuitry was gotten smaller and more advanced than the previous generation. There's the first generation in 1940, 1950. It was used as a vacuum tube. How odd would that be to use a vacuum hose as working on your computer? Vacuum tubes made the size of the computer very huge. The computer took up to 1,800 square feet. Can you imagine trying to work on that? 1,800 feet of nothing but computer? I couldn't do it. It was very slow. I mean, that's, to nowadays, that's like a turtle versus a jackrabbit. The output was printing on paper, tape. I mean, that don't exist anymore. The magnetic tapes and punch cards were used as a storage device. Imagine if you lost your punch card. That would be very good. First generation count, electric, pneumatic, integrator, and computer. Let's look at how many people it took to run that computer. I mean, it was horrible. And there's the first generation, established in 1953, the computer in the whole world. That's the very first one. There's some examples of the first generation computer. You got the magnet tape down at the bottom. I mean, that's not very good there. There's the punch cards. And I got a video that you guys watch. Some of the samples out of the first computer that came out. The second generation was in 1956 to 1963. It was smaller versus the original one that came out 10 times faster than the first generation of the computer. That took probably less computing time than an original computer. Then you said down the main memory was magnetic core, ROM and RAM. Transistors were used to replace the vacuum tubes. There's a second generation. That's, as you can tell, some of the resistors there we're using now over on your right. And there's some of the, looks like hard drives that were there. totally different than what we're using. And there's some more examples of the second generation. You got your IBM 7000, IBM 650, and your Atlas, and your Mark III. Your second generation video. I'd like to play a game on that computer. That wouldn't have been very fun to play a game on that computer, would it? All right, the third generation was in 1964 to 1971. Integrated circuits, ICs, were used instead of transistors. Smaller and cheaper, 100 times faster than the second generation. Instead of punching cards and printouts, keyboards and monitors were used. Magnetic discs were used as a storage device. Who knows what a magnetic disc is? All right. Easier, improved, and operating system. Operating system couldn't be very fast. There's the third generation. Intel processed the first RAM chip in 1970. Also in 1970, Unix operating system was started in 1971. That was the first microprocessor in 4004 was made for Intel. And in 4004, microprocessor is single chip. Can you imagine a single chip versus what we have now in chips? 2300 transistors was a 4-bit processor. Wow, real slow. A third generation video. Oh, why the screen is doing this?
And in 1965, the first of these third generation computers with solid logic technology were delivered to the users. One computer family for commercial, scientific, and communications applications. A modular design that would enable the customer to have a system with the speed, storage capacity, and input-output units custom suited to his precise needs. The flexibility of being able to add on or remove peripheral units readily as his needs change. Compatibility between second-generation programs and third-generation technology.
And the fourth generation, 1972 to present. I mean, look at the difference in the monitors and the keyboards and the towers. A microprocessor and large-scale integration as internal computer components. Very small in size and named the laptop. And the laptop is known as what? Portable. 10 times faster than the third generation computers besides the keyboards and the monitors, and improved input-output devices were developed such as the mouse and the scanner. Can you imagine not having a mouse or a scanner back in those days the way we have now? We would be lost without the mouse. There's the fourth generation. Microsoft founded by Bill Gates and Paul Allen in 1975. Introduction of the 8086 by Intel in 1978. The first commercially successful 16-bit processor. The compact disc CD was invented in 1979. CD-ROM invented by Philips. Produced in calibration with Sony. TCP IP protocol established. There's the fourth generation. World Wide Web in 1989. The web was a result of the integrated of hypertext, the internet. It started in 1993, a year which web traffic increased by 3 million% by Microsoft. All right, there's the fourth generation. Intel Pentium is released in 1993. Over 3.1 million transistors. Netscape 1.0 written in 1994. And Windows 95 was launched by Microsoft. How many people here still have a computer that's got Windows 95? I don't get the 2000 in it. And there's the fourth generation. Intel released their Pentium 2 processor. And Microsoft invested in Apple. There we go, fourth generation. Now we're getting up to our territory. The NSP Microsoft has launched Windows 98, XP, Windows Vista, Windows 7, and Windows 8. There we go, there's some of the gaming computers. 5th generation to present and future. I'd like to have that computer over on the right for gaming. And I got a 5th generation video for you. Service. New technology, that's what the future has for us to look forward to. That would be wonderful. And that, I do have a computer that's sitting right there on the front desk. It's an older style. If you guys want to take a look at that as well. Other than that, any questions? All right, that completes my presentation for the day. Thank you.